guys, it's Bren, and I'm here with my fall 2017 Bath & Body Works test candle haul. I'm really excited to talk about these with you guys. It's been a little bit since I filmed, which usually happens during semi-annual sale because I just don't shop the sale that much, maybe once like I did this time, but then I'm always waiting for new. So finally now I have some new stuff to talk about. This was my third time making the trip to Ohio for test candles. It is a 7-hour drive for me each way, but totally worth it. It's not like I just am driving all that way to get the candles. I always like kind of make a day of it. Last time I did go by myself and I did just drive and get them and drive home, but I also love a good road trip. I just blasted my music. You know, I have a lot of driving stamina. I can drive for a really long time. So I enjoy it even if it's just like that. But this time a friend went with me. We actually went in on Wednesday. We went out to a couple breweries, bars, restaurants, downtown Columbus. It was great. We did a Priceline Express deal and got a 4-star downtown, and it was really nice too. Went to breakfast the next morning and then hit the candle store before going home. So it was actually a really fun trip and totally, I think, worth it. And I'd been saving up for this for a while. I went in with a totally different strategy this time. So first of all, I will say I was talking to my other candle buddies, Lar and Jen, before I went, and Lar actually makes the trip from Milwaukee quite often, I think. Jen is lucky she lives in Ohio already, but they informed me like right after I booked the hotel a couple days before going that the sale might not be happening. It used to be that these test stores always had a sale going on, so you didn't have to worry about scheduling your trip when there was going to be a sale, because there was always a sale on test candles. Not so anymore, apparently, and so I was freaking out a little bit that there wasn't going to be a sale, and we were all trying to strategize like what was the best way to go about that. Would it be to buy spring candles and then try to exchange them for the test candles? And I really didn't want to do that. You know, I didn't want to be the person walking in there with like 12 'tis the seasons and like trying to exchange them for brand new fall candles. So I thought maybe I would just buy them at full price and hope for a price adjustment, or buy them at full price, cold sniff, review them and return them, or buy them at full price and then buy them later when they went out nationwide on sale and return those candles on the old receipt. I don't know. But I was really relieved that I didn't have to deal with any of that, because I woke up at like, I don't sleep well in a hotel, so I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning and checked the website, and there was a sale. Not only was there a $10 off all candles sale, at the test store, they were actually 2 for $24 the way that they used to be. So got lucky there, didn't have to worry about that. But my strategy this time was the opposite of restraint. I did not hold back, and I didn't want to. I went in there saying, if I'm gonna go, especially when I found out there was a sale and I had a 20% off coupon on top of that, I was like, if I even think I want it a little bit, I'm gonna get it. If I think I maybe want a couple, I'm gonna get 3, because I didn't want to have regrets like I have the last couple times that I've went, where I've gone and then I haven't gotten something and I wish I could go back and get more, but I obviously can't because I'm a little too far away to make multiple trips. So the thing is, I can buy them there and I can return them here. I was like, if I just want it, I'm gonna get it. Everything in the bag. And I didn't want another prickly pear and sugarcane incident where I only bought one of those when it was testing and then it didn't make it nationwide and I couldn't get any more and I was so upset. So this time I only have like one regret. There is one that I only got one of that I wish I'd gotten more of now. I just can't seem to get out of there without having a little bit of regret and wishing I could go back. But maybe I'll go back for winter test and be able to get more of this one if it doesn't pass. But I'll get into that in a second when I go through them all. And then one more thing that I wanted to say before I actually got into the haul was just I always seem to take for granted that sometimes people don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about the test stores, and there are some new viewers out there who maybe have just no idea. I know that a lot of you, if you watch me, you're probably watching all of us, you're probably on Instagram, you probably know the deal, but if you don't and you're wondering what a test candle is, basically Bath & Body Works has just a very few stores, like 3 or 4 stores maybe nationwide, where they will put out candles before they actually release everywhere else. So like they just put out the fall candles right now, and we won't see those nationwide until I heard maybe end of this month in White Barns, and then like a month later after that in Bath & Body Works stores. I don't know for sure. But you know, the idea is that they're supposed to be like testing them to see if they sell well, and if they do, then they put them out, and if they don't, they might not. And that's when you get failed test scents sometimes, where a test store will have a candle and it will never make it nationwide, and then those become really unique and hard to find, obviously. And so it's kind of cool as a collector to have those in your collection as well. Sometimes an entire collection will never make it out of the test stores too. And I got one from a collection like that this time as well. Where are the test stores? I know I'm going to get that question because I get that question all the time. I'm already starting to get it on Instagram, and it's hard for me to know whether or not to answer because when I first got into this, it was a big secret, and Bath & Body Works doesn't want you to know because people will ruin their sales if they do that. When people know where the test stores are, people will go and buy all the test candles so that they can review them and whatever, and then they'll return them all, and that kind of hurts the actual test that they're doing because they want to see what a casual consumer would buy when they went into the store and were just browsing and whatnot. And I like to think that I'm actually just contributing to their numbers and helping them out because I don't buy anything if I don't like it. There are some test scents that I want to talk to you about, but I didn't like them and I didn't buy them. I just made notes about them. I bought the ones that I like. I bought 3 of the ones that I really like. So I was casting my votes and I don't plan on returning any of these. But it was told to me in confidence where the test stores are, so I don't want to just come right out and say it. So please don't ask. But I will say it's pretty easy to find out now. Just do a little Googling. If you spend a little time on the internet, if you follow the people on Instagram that I follow on Instagram, you'll figure it out. The information is out there and you can find it. I already told you I went to Columbus, Ohio. I think there's one in the Georgia area and one in like the DC, Baltimore area too. So I'll leave it at that. Now let me get into the haul since we're already 6 minutes into the video here. This is going to be a long video. There are 4 different test candle collections. One has like 2 different types of labels, so some people have been splitting that into 2, but I'm just going to call it one collection because when I went, they were all on display together on the same table. They just have like 2 different packaging in that collection, I guess. I don't know. There's 4 or 5 collections. The first collection that I'm going to talk about, I got 3 candles from this collection, and it's the White Barn Core collection. So they always have this collection with just like the plain colored glass and the plain labels, but the scents rotate in and out. And so for fall, the one that's easy to talk about, so I'll just get it out of the way first, is Spiced Coconut Milk. And this one's easy to talk about because it is a repackage of Pumpkin Coconut. I suspected that it was. I smelled it in the store and I thought, I'm pretty sure that is, but I'm not totally sure because I didn't have one to compare it to. I was just like, okay, it probably is, but not sure. Let's throw it in the bag because, again, I was not showing any restraint. And if I even thought a little bit that maybe it was different than Pumpkin Coconut, I was just going to get it. But I got it home. I smelled it next to my 2-year ago Pumpkin Coconut candle from 2015. And, like, yeah. These are definitely the same. This is a repackage. Pumpkin Coconut's been out the past 2 years. I can tell you, I actually think Spiced Coconut Milk is probably a better name for it. There's nothing pumpkin about this other than it's like pumpkin spiced, but I've always thought the scent smelled a lot like this picture here, kind of like a coconut cake with pumpkin spice in it. It's a nice candle. I don't know if I need another one because I don't love this, but a lot of people do. But anyway, if you're looking for pumpkin coconut this year, this is what it's called. So now I have 2 new ones in this collection that are new this year to talk about. First, I will talk about Autumn Apricot. So when I first saw this on Instagram, I immediately thought, like a lot of people, oh, that's probably just Georgia Peach, and they slapped a different name on it. Or I thought maybe it would be Harvest Peaches, which was a version of Georgia Peach with a little bit of spice in it that they did a few years back. It was like, take Georgia Peach and add some cinnamon maybe, and they called it Harvest Peaches. And I thought it's probably one of those, but I was really happy that it wasn't. So again, all I did is I went up and I was like, it's not Georgia Peach. Put it in the bag. It's not. It's not Peach Bellini either, and it's not any like peach scent that they've done before. Now, what's the difference between peach and apricot, and why am I talking so much about peach? Obviously, I mean, like with the actual fruit, they're pretty much the same, right? Peaches just have fuzz on them. But I can tell you, for some reason, this one seems more apricot-y to me. I'm thinking of like canned apricots. They're different than canned peaches. Or anything that's apricot flavored, like apricot jam or whatever. You know, this is kind of like that. So it's sweeter than the Georgia Peach candle, which has like a tang and a bite to it. This doesn't. And yeah, it just kind of reminds me of like a canned apricot. Now, is there anything autumn about it? I got that question on Instagram. No. There's no spice in this at all. This could just as well be a spring scent. I don't mind it for fall. It's definitely not a winter scent. But yeah, the word autumn in the name is just for marketing. There's no spice or anything like that. But that's the one that I wish I'd gotten another one of. I really like peach and I guess apricot scents. And, you know, it was one of the first ones I looked at. And again, I just sniffed it. It was like, not Georgia Peach. Throw it in the bag. I really should have thrown 2 in there. I hope it makes it because I think I'd like another. Now, I haven't burned it yet, so I don't know for sure. But if that doesn't make it and I only have one, I think I'll be disappointed. So, darn it, there's always one, right? But I will be doing a post-burn review. By the way, I should have said this at the beginning. Post-burn reviews on all of the new ones here. So I probably won't be following up with spiced coconut milk because I already reviewed pumpkin coconut, and you can go back and watch that review. But I will be reviewing autumn apricot. I will also be reviewing peppered plum after I burn it. So this one, again, I smelled it and I was like, it's new, put it in the bag, and I didn't hate it. I thought I might hate it because I'm not really into the pepper candles too much. But this one's very interesting to me. It has a very authentic plum. You really get like this fruitiness, but then you also get like a cologne type of, you know, there was, in that like very luxe collection that was more expensive, there was like a berries and incense, and I'm not saying that this is that because I don't think that it is, and I only smelled that in the store, but like it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I'd be interested to see if anybody else makes that comparison. But this is more fruity. And so I like kind of the way that the fruit sort of mixes with it's supposed to be saffron and peppercorn. It's not really spicy though. There's not like a lot of that, like I don't want to sneeze from the pepper. But it's sort of just like a little bit of a manly type scent with the plum. It's very interesting. Not my typical thing. I'm excited to burn it and review it and talk more about it with you guys later. So in that collection, you've also got returning Cider Lane, which is great because everybody loves that one. Crisp Morning Air is back. Marshmallow Fireside, Repackaged Cranberry Woods, Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, a bunch of other returning stuff there. But those are the new ones in that collection. All right, what do I want to talk about next? Let's talk about the one that is being called the Sweet Shop collection. So I got 3 candles from this collection here. And apparently, the reason I say it like that is Bath & Body Works Daily Finds on Instagram reported that this collection was called the Sweet Shop collection, which makes sense because it's all gourmand bakery type of scents. And, you know, we the people, we the fanatics have been asking for another Sweet Shop collection since, what was it, 2013 or the beginning of 14 when Sweet Shop collection came out last time. And it was actually called that, and it had a lot of scents in it, like cinnamon sugar donut, and then there was a bubblegum scent and a lemon drop scent and a pink lemonade pound cake, and then raspberry peach macaron, which people loved and want back. And so we've all been saying, bring another Sweet Shop, another Sweet Shop, another Sweet Shop. And now I guess they're maybe kind of giving us what we want. So in this collection, you've got hot cocoa cream back from last winter, and I'll buy it as a fall scent. Okay, cinnamon caramel swirl, which I just think is way too sweet and nauseating, but that is back. Pumpkin cupcake, vanilla pumpkin marshmallow, also back in this collection. And then some new ones. But first I'll actually say that I got one warm apple pie, because warm apple pie they brought back in this collection too. Now warm apple pie last year was a total dud. It threw like a 1 or a 2. I tried 3 different ones because the scent is great. It's so good on cold-sniff. It's amazing. And I love the wallflower in it too. But darn it, I just couldn't get the thing to throw last year. And I bought one from this year just to see if it throws any better. Unless it is crazy different than last year's version, I probably will not do a post-burn review on it. But stay tuned to my future videos at my Instagram at Candles and Music is what it is. And I'll post that below if you want to know if this does throw better than last year's version or not. I sure hope so, but I'm not counting on it. So that's in the collection too. And then as far as what's new here, actually I'll talk about this one first. I've got the one called Hey Honey, and this one I bought 2 of. Almost didn't, but again, I was just kind of like, if that doesn't make test, I'll probably want another one. Throw it in the bag. So this one is really just honey. It says honey, caramel, and pear. And honestly, I don't really get any caramel on cold-sniff. But you do get a lot of honey. They've done a lot of honey lately, and this honey is similar to the honey that's in the honeybee candle, except that candle to me kind of felt like it had a little bit of floral in it, like maybe a little lilac or something hanging out in the background, and this doesn't at all. This is very like delectable, sweet. And then you get pear, but you know, Bath & Body Works, they always do pear and apple, and those are always interchangeable for them. And I feel like this doesn't really necessarily stand out as pear any more than apple, because it could be like apple and honey too. But I like it because you do get like a fresh fruit feel, and you do get an authentic honey, and it's very sweet. But I think there's a little bit of tartness from the fruit scent that makes it not overwhelmingly sweet. So again, I got 2. I hope it's a good one. I will let you know. We'll be doing a post-burn review on that. Spiced it up. This is new. Cinnamon pretzel twist. So they say that it's supposed to have cinnamon, pretzels, and icing. I get the icing right away. Definitely feel like there's a frosting on this. The cinnamon is there. It's interesting because it doesn't smell like cinnamon and sugar, like a sweetened cinnamon, but it definitely smells like a cinnamon and then icing. But I get those things kind of separately. It's weird. Pretzel, it's hard to say. Do pretzels smell much different than any other type of bread? I mean, bread is bread, right? I almost feel like it could be like more of like a graham cracker type of situation. I'll talk about that more in a second when I talk about Bonfire s'mores. But there's some kind of bakery, there's some kind of cinnamon, and there's definitely a vanilla icing. You know, there's something about this that I don't love, and I feel like it could kind of a little bit smell to me like a stale cinnamon roll or something. I don't know, there's something about it that makes me think of like something that's older or hardened. But maybe when it's burning that won't happen. I hope not. I'm excited to burn this one and see how it actually smells burning. So I'll follow up on that one later. Okay, so I think I already said everything I need to say about that collection, but yeah, apparently that is our sweet shop collection that we've been asking for, so. And you know, it makes sense with the packaging too. I guess that they would call it that because it does have like this kind of chalkboard feel to it. Like this definitely looks like chalkboard. And I don't love these labels because I feel like they look a little messy to me. I actually like this one better. But this has that kind of like chalkboard type writing like you might see in a specialty little bakery or a little sweet shop that has, you know, this kind of writing on their boards around, I don't know. So, okay, all right, I get it. You know what we're not getting in this collection though is there's no donut scent this year, which is a little interesting. Pumpkin spice cheesecake, they've put that out the last 2 years. I know that I'm one of the only people who like that scent, but they apparently decided not to bring that back. We don't have a banana scent. We had the banana muffin, which was the same as the banana nutmeg bread pudding, but that's not here this year yet anyway. We don't have chocolate pistachio. That could have gone in here too. So we're still missing quite a few. Maybe those won't come back at all. Maybe they'll be part of a Halloween collection. You just never know, but those could have gone here. And I'll miss pumpkin spice cheesecake. All right, next collection. I'm going to talk about this collection here. This is the one that has kind of 2 different labels in it, so call it 1 collection or call it 2 collection. Both the collections, both the ones I got from this are from this packaging. It's funny, you know, I'm in there and the sales associate asks me, what do you think of this packaging? We have a nice picture and then there's like a little description in the bar here. And I'm like, yeah, it's cute. I think I said, I like it better than some of the other packagings that they've put out or labels that they've put out lately. And he's like, okay, good. I'll share your thoughts with corporate. And I'm thinking in my head, wait, if you want to share my thoughts with corporate, I will write you a 100-page essay on all the different things that I want to tell Bath & Body Works corporate. But the packaging on this particular candle is not really something that I care about. It's fine. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. But anyway, yeah, so that is what it is. But I did pick up actually 3 Harvest Pear, 3 of these. I picked it up. I smelled it. I was like, that's good. I think I really like it. Let's get 3. Why not, right? Even if these do go nationwide, the 2 for $24 deal was better than what I would probably pay later, you know, so why not? The reason I like it is that unlike the Hey Honey candle that I was just talking about, I feel like this definitely does have pear, not apple. There's something about it. I would not mistake this for apple. A lot of people were wondering if this was apple crumble because they do interchange apple and pear a lot, but I believe that the consensus is no, it's not. Gosh, I've only ever smelled apple crumble, so I can't really say, but other people are saying it's not the same, but similar. You get pear, and then you also get a lot of a buttery note. So I imagine like a crumble topping that's very, very buttery. Definitely a bakery candle. I don't really get, it says that they're supposed to be like cinnamon sugar crumble and freshly whipped buttercream. It's not that spicy, and I don't really get like a frosting aspect, but I get pear and a very buttery crust. Then it's slightly sweet. It's good. So obviously I really like this one on Cold Sniff since I got 3. I will let you know how it does in a post-burn review. And then also from this collection, I got Bonfire S'mores, just one. I liked it enough to try it, but I don't know if I'm going to love it. And this is supposed to be, of course, like a s'more. They also say there's a little honey in there. I don't know if I get that. They also say Campfire Woods, so I think there's supposed to be a little bit of smokiness in here. I got it in the store. Honestly, I don't really get it too much now. But I feel like it's weird because I realized this morning. These two are remarkably similar. I feel like what's pretzel in here is the same as what's graham cracker in here. Again, do all different kinds of bread really smell that different? And I feel like that's very much the same. I don't get a ton of smokiness in this. I think the big difference between these two is that this, you get that icing note. And here it is not so much vanilla and more of what you would imagine being marshmallow. And there's maybe something that could be considered chocolate there too. It smells similar to the toasted graham latte candle that they put out last year, but without that sour milk note that a lot of people complained about. So I think this is going to be better. But it does smell like a s'more. People are going to talk about the smokiness in this candle, and I'm just not getting too much of it. But I could also imagine that this smells a little stale to me, a little bit like a stale graham cracker for some reason. I remember saying that about toasted graham latte too. I don't know. Something about their graham notes always come across as like kind of stale to me. But anyway, also in that collection, I'll have to look at my list because there's a ton of other ones in that collection. You know, returning, you've got mahogany apple, leaves, autumn, cranberry woods, flannel, pumpkin apple is always a good one. The sales associate tried to tell me that sea salt and maple popcorn was new, but it's not. It came out as part of the Artisan collection in 2014, the first year that I got test candles because they were around me, and that's why I started this channel. Now they are not around me anymore. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin, of course, sweater weather, and then there are 3 new ones in this collection that I didn't get because they're just really not my thing. But Autumn Woods, and that's one that if they don't have this picture and look like this, they have like a wraparound woodish looking pattern. This one kind of looks like a gray wood, and that is, I think it's going to be good for people that like cologne scents, but that's really not my thing, so I didn't pick it up. Bourbon maple. It's very sweet. I don't like maple, so I passed on that one. I think you do get a little bit of a boozy note in there too, though. And then golden citrus is actually a repackage of autumn sunshine, if you like that one in the past. And to me, it kind of seemed like a bland citrus scent, but I think it could be like a good, like appealing to company, just kind of like mass appeal type of scent. So you've got that collection with the 2 different labels, or maybe you can call it 2 different collections. I don't know. And then finally, one more collection to talk about. You have the, I guess maybe we're calling it the Elements collection. That's what I've heard. But it's this big collection. It's huge. A lot of the scents are new. And they all just have a 1-word name. And they're supposed to just kind of smell like that thing. So in this collection, I picked up Almond and Pomegranate. And I will talk to you about those in a second. But just kind of let you know some of the other ones in this collection. There's a bergamot, a chamomile, which is the same as black chamomile from the aromatherapy collection, cypress, eucalyptus, lavender, juniper, rose, and so there's tons. I will leave those floral type scents and the spicy type scents to the other reviewers. Incense is another one. It was really interesting and almost picked it up, but I just couldn't. And then there was one called lemongrass that I almost got, but it reminded me a lot of the lemon verbena candle, perhaps with a little less of kind of the soapy note that I get in this. It was maybe a little bit more lemony, but I was like, you know, I don't burn lemon verbena that often. I don't think I need the lemongrass candle, so I didn't pick that up, but I think a lot of people will like that one. So the 2 I got, the almond and the pomegranate. I'll talk about the almond first. I actually got 3 of this one too. So the harvest pear and the almond were the winners because those were the only ones that I got 3 of, and then I got 2 hey honey, and everything else I just got 1 of, although I wish I'd gotten 2 apricots. But the almond candle is something I've been asking for and I've been wanting from Bath & Body Works for a really long time. I love almond scents. So I smelled it. I was like, yep, the sandalwood didn't ruin it because I was a little worried. They say it's almond and sandalwood, and I don't really like sandalwood. But for me, I'm just getting like a very sweet almondy scent. And I'll tell you what this smells like to me, and it's this. If you ever had this almond and honey body souffle, but also this smells a lot like the new almond and vanilla body care that's out and that's currently in stores. So if you want to know what this candle smells like, just go and smell the almond body care that's out right now, because I think this is really, really similar. It is very simple and straightforward, and I like it. But I'm a little worried that it might be like a little too sweet. Yankee's Toasted Almond Pure Radiance Candle can be a little bit much for me, so we'll have to just see. I did already light this up today. I don't want to spoil my post-burn review, that is. But it seems to be maybe not too overpowering. I don't know. We're going to burn it some more before I come back and tell you about it. So I got those, and then I don't have a lot of table space near me in this new location here. Then I also grabbed the Pomegranate Candle. This is interesting. So Jen had said on her Instagram, and she is absolutely right, this is the same as the Wild Huckleberry Candle. Wild Huckleberry is one of those elusive failed test scents that you can only get at the test stores because it just didn't make it nationwide. And I couldn't decide in the store if I thought they were the same or not. My nose was just totally fatigued and burnt out. And I was thinking, maybe this one's a little more fruity. I don't know. They definitely were very similar, but now that I've got them home, I can tell you, yes, these are exactly the same. And I don't know that I need two of these, but I tell you what, I think my mom's going to like this one a lot, so I may keep this one just for my collection, you know, because it's like a special packaging version and with a special failed test name, but I might give this one to my mom if she likes it. I will be reviewing it for you first, though. You get, you get, do they even say that there's juniper in this? Or do they say there's juniper in this one? Well, they don't say it's in either one. But I feel like there's definitely something that reminds me of like a piney juniper kind of scent. I also feel like there's a little ginger in here. And, you know, then it hit me very late last night what I think this smells a lot like. And it is the iced blackberries hand cream / soap / pocket back that came out. Now I want to say it came out last year called something else and just soap, but 2 years ago they had a little iced blackberries hand cream. My mom loved that. It also came in a soap and a pocket back, and it reminds me a lot of this, and that was supposed to be blackberry and ginger. So the pomegranate name on this candle, I don't know how I feel about that, and they say that there's orange in it. And like, I think you could probably kind of imagine that, but then it's just funny, the notes on this one are huckleberry, blackcurrant, and green leaves. And it's like totally different notes, but they are exactly the same. I've been wondering what, if anybody remembers last winter, in the same collection as Chestnut and Cherries, where it was like ribbed colored glass, there was a purple one, and it was called Juniper Berry and something Pine, Juniper Berry and Pine. I wish I had that one. I don't remember. I only smelled it in the store, but I feel like that was similar to these. If anybody can like verify if anybody has that one or has like a good memory of that one and then smells one of these, let me know if they're close or not. But what I definitely would compare this to is going to be that iced blackberries hand cream. But I'll be back with more after I burn it. And that is it for fall test candles. Yeah, I pretty much covered everything, which is fine because we're coming up on a half hour here. I did grab some other stuff, though, that I want to talk about really quick. I'll just share with you some of my other finds. I grabbed one failed test scent from a failed test collection. There was this collection, the Zoo collection. They all had animal labels. The zebra one was pretty, but it's rainforest gardenia, and I hate that scent. And I'm not crazy about any of the rest of them and how they look. I don't really like snakes or anything, but this one smelled kind of good. So coconut, palm, and lime. This was actually 50% off. I like this because I feel like I get all of those things. I really get coconut and greens and lime. But I don't know if I'll ever burn it, you know? It was like one of those things where it's just nice to have in my collection because it failed tests and you can't get it very many places. But I do like it, so maybe I will burn it. I also got 2 candles that are out nationwide right now, and that is the Aloha Beaches, which I was surprised it's the same as Aloha Kiwi Passion Fruit. So I loved Aloha Kiwi Passion Fruit, loved it, and now it's out in the Wallflower, and I'm excited to try that. But I didn't know if they'd ever bring it back. It's called this now. So if you're missing this, go get yourself some Aloha Beaches. And then I also picked up the Hooray candle, which this is their typical green apple scent that they do. Back with that artisan collection in 2014, they called it wasabi apple, which made sense to me because there was something very astringent about it that reminds you of wasabi. But they also called it in a different collection, Green Apple Orchard that year. And then now they always bring back like Pink Apple Punch, which I feel like I've burned all of these, and I feel like Pink Apple Punch is a little sweeter than the Wasabi Apple / Green Apple Orchard. And then people have also been comparing this a lot to Light Up the Room because it's called Sparkling Apple Champagne. And the notes on this one are supposed to be champagne, pink lady apples, and honeydew. But I gotta say, these are different. For sure. For sure, this one has always reminded me of the apple scent that they do, but with a little bit of Island Margarita in there. It's a lot sweeter, and you don't get that harsh wasabi type of note. I love this one. It's so much better than this one, but this is definitely just wasabi apple in this Hooray packaging. It has that bite and that sharpness. But on certain days, I hated that candle at first, and then it kind of grew on me, and on certain days, I kind of like it. So I picked up one of those too. And then the last thing that I picked up when I was there, and this is totally random, is I used my free item mailer coupon on a tiny grapefruit splash. I like this at first when you first put it on, or at least when I first put it on. I really get a lot of very juicy, sour grapefruit, like sour in a good way, tart, authentic, but after it soaks into my skin for a while, it just gets really kind of bland, and it just smells like lotion, and like nothing really stands out about it. So I don't know that I'll get any more than just this little trial. But that was that. There are a few other things that I want to get. I want to get that music note scent portable plug because you guys know I love music stuff, but at 20% off, it wasn't the best deal. So I'll probably wait for like a free item coupon, get that with my Aloha Kiwi Passion Fruit Wallflowers someday. But I have enough here because I have my work cut out for me. I have so many candles to do, post-burn reviews on, but I'm really excited to come back and talk about them with you guys. Let me know in the comments below which ones you'd like to see first, and I'll try to pay attention to that when I'm reviewing and do the ones that you guys really want to see before I do the other ones, if I can, but there's somebody out there who's going to want to see them all, right? Let me know if you've smelled these, what you think, and which ones you want to get, which ones you hope make it nationwide. And I think that's it. I think I can go ahead and cut the tape. Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow me on Instagram for more. Again, that is @candlesandmusic. Subscribe to see all the post-burn videos, and I'll see you later. Thanks. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys my receipt. Have you ever seen one that long?